శుభ్రంగా అత్తయ్య మీరు బోల్డ్ ఉన్నాయి కదా అత్తయ్య.
వచ్చేసి బ్రహ్మణ వచ్చే.
వెరీ గుడ్.
Nana, ask Amma to come. She'll see Valli.
వచ్చి చూసింది.
Nana, I'm going to mute all and then you can start, okay?
Okay. Hey, you did not rest at all.
No, I'm fine. You unmute yourself, okay?
All right. All the best.
Yeah. You can start, Nana.
Okay, thank you. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ द्वितीयषट्कः सप्तमोऽध्यायः ज्ञानविज्ञानयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यासक्तमनः पार्थ योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः असंशयं समग्रं मां यथा ज्ञास्यसि तच्छृणु। ज्ञानं तेहं सविज्ञानम् इदं वक्ष्याम्यशेषतः यत् ज्ञात्वा नेह भूयोऽन्यत् ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते। मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चिद्यतति सिद्धये यततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन्मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः। भूमिरापो अनलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इतीयं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा। अपरेयमितस्त्वन्यां प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे परां जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत्। etad yonini bhutani sarvani chupadharaya aham krishnasya jagatah prabhava pralayasthatha matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva rasohamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi shesi suryayoho pranava sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurusham rushu punyo gandha pruthivyam cha tejaschasmi vibhavasau jivanam sarva bhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहं बलं बलवतां चाहं कामरागविवर्जितं धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभा. So, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, 7th chapter, we are starting. This gives us the Tatpada Lakshyartaha. In the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, we have already covered the Tvampada Lakshyartaha. That is the first 6 chapters. Yesterday, we have even through Madam Bela, we have covered very nicely the Tatparya of the first 6 chapters. Now, the 7th chapter is starting, which will reveal who indeed is Kitapa, who is talking to us through the Gita. Who is this Kitapa? He is telling us, no, next verse, please. This is from the 6th chapter. It was a quote from the 6th chapter. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Okay. Now, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, 7th chapter. Maya saktamana pardha yogam yunjan madashrayaha asamshayam samagram mam yadha ajñāsasi tachruno. Can you enlarge it, please? Yeah, a little more. Yeah, that should be okay. But the sloka is okay, but Tatparya is hiding, the right side is hiding somewhere. A little more to the left. Okay, correct. Very good. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Maya sakta mana pardha yogam yunjan madashrayaha asamshayam samagram mam yatha ajñāsasi tachruno. Hey Arjuna, tachruno is addressed to Arjuna. Pardon? Pardon? Okay. Yatha ajñāsasi tachruno. Asamshayam samagram mam. Asamshayam, without any doubt, without any shade of doubt. Samagram, completely, without any shesha, samagram mam, yatha ajñāsasi, how you are going to know me, yatha ajñāsasi, tachruno. Tachruno, that you please listen to carefully. What is that required? Maya sakta mana pardha. Fundamental requirement is the manas must be, the mind must be committed to Paramatma. Maya sakta mana pardha. The mind must be totally delivered as though committed to the Paramatma bhavana. And what Paramatma is going to say henceforward. Yogam yunjan madashrayaha. Yogam yunjan. Yogam is, I believe it is considered to be karma yoga. Yogam yunjan madashrayaha. Asamshayam samagram mam yadha ajñāsasi tachrunu. Can you take it back to the first verse? Yeah. Because I want to run through the Pratipadartha. Sri Bhagavano Vacha. Hey Partha, Mayi in me, Asakta Manaha, the one whose mind is Asaktaha, that is totally committed. Madashrayaha, having surrendered unto me. Madashrayaha, that is the Adhishtanam, without which you will not be able to know what you want to know. Madashrayaha, surrendering unto me. Yogam yunjan, uniting oneself to karma yoga. Yadha asamshayam samagram mam yadha jñāsasi tachruno. How you are going to know me completely without any shade of doubt, you please listen to carefully. Important things are commitment to Bhagavan, commitment to Bhagavan, and surrendering to Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is saying what? Asamshayam samagram mam yadha jñāsasi tachruno. And the burden of Bhagavan in the first sloka is what? Tatpada lakshaddaha, he is going to reveal. Mam yadha samagram jñāsasi tachruno. Tatpada is that Mam, Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan is going to reveal if we are committed to him and we surrender to him. Next verse. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyami aseshataha yat jnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avasishyate jnanam te aham savijnanam, together with vijnanam, idam vakshyami aseshataha, without any reminder. I am going to reveal it to you. I am going to reveal what? Jnanam, I am going to reveal. Yat jnatva, having known which, na iha bhuyaha anyat jnatavyam avasishyate, having known which, na iha bhuyaha, bhuyaha means again, jnatavyam avasishyate, yat jnatva, having known which, na iha bhuyaha anyaha jnatavyam avasishyate. There is no need for you to know any other thing, having known this. Can I see the Tatparya, the Pratipadartha, please? Yeah. So Bhagavan is saying what? Bhagavan is saying, idam jnanam, this jnanam, savijnanam, along with the vijnanam. We will see what is that jnanam and vijnanam. Idam jnanam, te, to you, aham vakshyami, I am going to reveal. Aseshataha, without omitting anything, without any reminder. Yat jnatva, having known which, iha, in this world, or in through the mouth of the Shastra, bhuyaha, again, any other thing that is more than this, jnatavyam, to be known, na avasishyate, will not remain. Na avasishyate, does not remain. I will teach you without any omission this knowledge, along with immediate knowledge, knowing which there's nothing more than this remaining here to be known. What is this knowledge and immediate knowledge? Jnanam vijnanam. Yeah, kindly leave that there. That is upsetting the minds of people who see this. So, what is the intention of Bhagavan in the first two verses? Hey Partha, I'm going to reveal to you that jnanam together with vijnanam, having known which nothing else needs to be known. Nothing else needs to be known is what? Now, what is it that you want to know? You want to essentially know who you are. And Bhagavan is saying, I'm going to reveal to you who I am. And I'm going to reveal to you who I am, Aseshena. And yet jnatva, having known which, jnatavyam avasishyate. Jnatavyam na avasishyate. There is nothing else to be known. When does this happen? This nothing else to be known, how does it happen? When you indeed rediscover who you are and you equate yourself with Bhagavan, which is the intention of Bhagavan. Jnanam savijnanam idam bhakshyami aseshataha yat jnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avasishyate. And while revealing this, Bhagavan is going to mention how the Srishti Krama has come about. And he says there are two prakritis for him. One is para prakriti, another is apara prakriti. Apara prakriti, using which we have known how the Jagat was generated through the pages of the Tattva Bodha we have seen. Brahmashraya, Satvarajastamo Gunatmika Maya Asti, Tataha, Akasha, Sambhuta, etc., etc. All those things we have seen. Same thing Bhagavan is going to mention in the kind of reverse order. Instead of saying from Akasha down up to earth, Bhagavan is going to ascend from the earth to Akasha. Third verse says, yeah. Yeah. Third verse says, in the light of this, with respect to this knowledge, a lot of people keep on striving to know. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Siddhaye means for mokshaye. Yatatamapi siddhanam, amongst those who strive to gain this moksha, yatatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvataha. Tatvataha means in reality, in truth, in actual terms. Tatvataha. Manushyanam sahasreshu. Amongst thousands. Please leave that Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Yatatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvataha. Sahasreshu manushyanam. Amongst thousands of people. Thousands, it does not limit it to only 1,000. Thousands upon thousands of people. Kaschit yatati siddhaye. Amongst a lot of people, only one will make an attempt to gain moksha. Yatatamapi siddhanam. Amongst those who strive. That siddhana means people who strive here. Okay, siddhi does not mean here moksha. Yatatamapi siddhanam. Considering so many people try, amongst them, kaschin mam veti tatvataha. Amongst the people who strive to know me, strive to have moksha, strive to know who they indeed are, kaschin mam veti tatvataha. In reality, only one person will know me tatvataha in reality. The Pratipadartha, Sahasreshu, amongst thousands, Manushyanam, of human beings. Why it is limited to human beings? Because human beings only have the faculty of the intellect. The Vichakshana Jnanam is available only to the human being. It is not available to the other species of Jiva Bhutas. Manushyanam. Kashchit, a rare person, yatati, makes an effort. Siddhaye. Siddhaye means for mokshaye. Yatatam api siddhanam. Even among these seekers who are making an effort, Kashchit, one person, Mam Veti, knows me, Tatvataha, in reality. Amongst thousands of people, a rare person makes effort for moksha. Even amongst those seekers making effort, only a rare person comes to know me in reality. Why does this happen? Why does this happen? Because in the first verse, what did Bhagavan say? Maya saktamana pardha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yadagnya sisitachruno. That is not obtaining. That Maya asaktamanaha is not there. And madashrayaha also is not there. There is no nature of surrendering to Paramatma. And there is no commitment through the mind for gaining this knowledge. Maya asakta. This asakta you can perhaps this kind of an asakti. Asakti is what? Interest, tremendous interest. Asakta. Imagine an infant, a newly born infant, and that infant will be feeling very, very hungry. Till he was born, he was being fed continuously through the umbilicus of the mother. Now that he is delivered by the mother, that umbilicus is cut. So he does not have any means of sustenance. There's no food for him. And what does he look for? What does he look for? He looks for food. And that food is readily available through the mother. Maya sakta. Maya sakta. The mother can say, Maya sakta manaha. Hey baby, Maya sakta manaha. Madashrayaha. Surrender to me totally. I will give you food. I will give you everything. Maya sakta mana pardha. Yogam yunjan madashrayaha. Asamshayam samagram mam yadha ajna sisitachruno was mentioned in the first verse. And he said, Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyami aseshataha yat jnatva na iha bhuyo anyat jnatavyam avasishyate. Understand, listen carefully to what I am saying. After listening to what I am saying and after surrendering to me, after committing your mind to me, that you will realize that there is no other thing that needs to be known. I am going to give you this jnanam together with vijnanam. Jnanam together with vijnanam. What is this jnanam and vijnanam? How do we understand what is that vijnanam? Listen. See, we as children who have been told, hey, don't go anywhere near the fire. It will burn your finger. That is a jnanam given to us by our mother, by our elders. Right? And vijnanam is what? Now there is curiosity in the baby that we were previously. And that baby would like to see what is this jnanam. How does it burn? It is looking so beautiful, this fire. Let me see. Let me say hello to that fire. And I go there and put my little finger there. Then I'll be severely burnt. That finger will be severely burnt, isn't it? That is vijnanam. In crude terms, that is vijnanam. Jnanam was handed over to us by the mother and the other elders. And we were not happy with that. Now we wanted to have a kind of an experiment. We experimented and we got the penalty. Now this vijnanam which Bhagavan is giving us is not a penalty. It is a revelation of who indeed we are. Who indeed we are. That Chandogya Upanishad Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, and Bhagavan is having that in mind. Tat Tvamasi, Tat Aham, Tvam, which was covered in the first 6 chapters, Arjuna. Tvam Aham Asi, you are indeed I. That I'm going to reveal. That will be Jnanam. And if you have Mai Asakta Manaha and Madashrayaha completely, then that becomes Vijnanam. That becomes Vijnanam. You can experiment yourself within yourself, and you will realize this knowledge is available through the ages. Like Bhagavan said in the 4th chapter, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavanaham avyayam vivaswan manave praha manuhu ikshvakave abravit. This has been coming down the ages. A lot of people have profited. A lot more have fallen apart. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Next verse, please. Bhumirapo analo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yemme bhinnaha prakrutirashtadha. Yeah. Bhumirapo analo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yemme bhinna prakrutirashtadha. There is my prakriti. This prakriti is apara prakriti. It is not the real swarupa of me. I have got 2 prakritis, swarupa prakriti and swabhava prakriti. My swarupa prakriti is what? I am the truth. I am the truth. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma aham. And swabhava prakriti is what? Using which, that is maya, using which I have created this entire jagat. And the jagat consists of what? Bhumihi. Bhumi is what? The earth. Apaha. Apaha is the waters. Bhumihi, apaha, analaha. What is analaha? Alam na vidyate yasya saha. Alam is what? Enough. The enough buddhi is not there to that person. Who is that person? Fire. Analaha. Fire is called analaha. And Vayu is called what? Vayu, does it stay at any one place constantly?
No.
That is why Vayu is called Anilaha. It does not stay. That Nilakada Swabhava is absent for Vayu. Vayu is called Anilaha and Agni is called Analaha. Bhumi, Apaha, Analaha, Vayuhu. Vayuhu, Kham. Kham is what? Akasha. Kham. How many of these have come now?
5.
5 elements have come, isn't it?
Yes.
Bhumihi, Apaha, Analaha, Vayuhu, that is the 4th one. Kham, 5th one. In the Tattva Bodh we have picked up Tataha, Akasha Sambhutaha. That Kham is Akasham. Akashat Vayuhu. Vayuhu Agnihi. Agnehe Apaha. Adhya Pruthivi. In that order, we have seen how it evolved. Now Bhagavan is giving in the reverse order, because we are easily aware of all these things. Bhumi, the most important thing on which we are and which has been sustaining us after our birth. Bhumihi, apaha, the waters. Without waters we can't live. Analaha, without fire also we can't live. The warmth we want. Vayu is required for breathing. Okay, Kham Akashaha. All these things are available in Akasha, and Akasha gives you the guna of what? Shabda. Then these five, Manaha, the mind, Buddhihi, intellect. How many of these now? 7. Evacha, Ahankara. Ahankara. Ahankara is what? Aham karta iti ahankaraha. The kartrutva svabhavaha is available through ahankara. Ahankara iti yamme bhinnaha prakritihi ashtadha. The eightfold prakriti of mind is revealed like this. Bhumi, apaha, etc. All these 5 elements. Manaha, 6th one. Buddhihi, 7th one. And ahankaraha iti yam me bhinna prakritihi ashtada. All these put together is called my prakriti. And this prakriti is apara prakriti, not the most supreme prakriti. It is the apara prakriti. Why Bhagavan is having 2 prakritis? Because with this apara prakriti, he created the jagat. And he has kept himself the para prakriti. And what is that para prakriti? Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Now, the tatparya of this: earth, water, fire, air, space, mind, intellect, and indeed the sense of ahankara. Can you please lift this up? Yeah, sense of doership. Thus, this prakriti of mind is divided in an 8-fold way. This is divided in an 8-fold way. The 2-fold prakriti mentioned in the introduction, in the introduction to this chapter, 2-fold prakriti was mentioned. What are those? Para prakriti and apara prakriti. This is the apara prakriti. This is not para. Not para means it's not the supreme prakriti. This is a kind of prakriti which apparently is. I'll come to that apparently is. Like the Jagat is, apparently is. Atma tu satatam praptopi apraptavata vidyaya tannashe praptavad bhati swakanta bharanam yatha. Atma tu satatam praptopi. That Atma is the para prakriti. That para prakriti, though it is available all the time, apraptavata vidyaya. Because of avidya, it is not available, as though not available. And the avidya is what? Avidya is the root cause for this apara prakriti. That bhumi rapo analo vayuhu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinnaha prakritihi ashtadha. And in the Jagat, only these are there, nothing else is there. In the Jagat, nothing else is there. And Jagat is what? That which is not, is Jagat. Jayate gachate iti Jagat. It keeps on changing and keeps on deluding you all the time. Why? Because it is born out of Paramatma's apara prakriti. We'll come to that. Now, the second prakriti is what? This is the Swabhava Prakriti. Like it is mentioned in the Taittiriya Upanishad. What was that verse? So kamayata he. So kamayata means saha kamayata. He desired. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeyeti. May I multiply myself. Satapotapyata Then he went on thinking and planning. Satapastaptva, after having planned, idagum sarvamasrujata, all this jagat he has created. Tasthrushtva, having created that, tadevanupravishat, he entered all those things that he has created. All those things that he has created, he has entered. And in the Jagat, we see not Paramatma who has entered everything that he has created in the Jagat, but we see the Bhinna pravrutti of the Jagat, and we get deluded with that. Bhumirapo analo vayuhu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yemme bhinna prakrutirashtadha. This is the apara prakriti. What is that para prakriti? Fifth verse says, hey, there is another prakriti. Apareyametastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Yeah. Apareyam itamstvanyam itaha. From this, anyam, other than this, apareya, apara. Apareyamitasvan. This is what all I have described is apara prakriti. There is anyam prakriti. There is another prakriti. Vidhi, understand, me param. There is my para prakriti. This is the my swarupa prakriti. That's Sachidananda Rupaha, Satchijnanam Anantam Brahma. That is my para prakriti. Apara prakriti is what? With which I have, wielding Maya, created the Jagat. And though I have entered each and every portion of the Jagat, nobody ever has the wisdom to see me in the Jagat. They keep getting deluded with what they see in the Bhinna Prakriti. In the Bhinna Prakriti, Abhinna Tattvam Aham Eva, because I have entered all the Bhinna Prakritis of the Jagat, I have entered. And when I have entered, I be a constant person. I will be a constant person. And this constant person, nobody bothers to know, nobody sees. And quite a few make an effort to know. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vete tatvataha. That was revealed in the third or fourth verse, isn't it? So, apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param. And this param prakriti, what is the, how does it manifest? Jiva bhutam mahabaho edam dharyate jagat. Hey Arjuna, mighty armed mahabaho, iyam apara. This apara is what? Not para. That which is not para is apara. Para is the supreme. Apara is what? Not so supreme, the lower. This, compared to this, anyam, the one that is other than this, me param prakritim, my higher prakriti, my very nature, that is a swarupa, my swarupa. Jiva bhutam, that which is the essential nature of the individual. What is that essential nature of the individual? Essential nature of the individual is what? That tvam-pada lakshyardaha. Tvam-pada lakshyardaha is what? Tat-padameva. That is, Bhagavan is indirectly telling us, hey, you meditate on this. Maya saktamana pardha madashrayaha. When these two are ensured, you will know me indeed. That para prakriti is jiva bhutam vidhi. Understand that. With this entire world is held. is held, sustained. Idam jagat dharyate. Dharyate means it is sustained, it is held. My mighty arm, Arjuna, this is my lower prakriti. This is my means up to the 4th verse what he has described. Whereas, please understand the one other than this, my higher prakriti, my very nature, which is the essential nature of the individual, by which this world is sustained. You know how to understand this para prakriti and apara prakriti. Imagine there is a glass top table. There is a table, and on that glass top table I have kept a cube of ice. A cube of ice. What is the swarupa of ice? The swarupa of ice, you may say it's a cube. No, I will say that is its shape. The swarupa of ice is what?
Water.
Water.
Swarupa of ice is being cold.
Cold.
Being cold is the swarupa of ice. Without being cold, you can't get ice. Okay? You may get ice water, but you can't get ice. Without it being cold, you can't get ice. So ice is the swarupa. Swarupa. Now, where I have kept this cube of ice, I put a blue cloth, and on that I keep the cube of ice. Now the cube of ice, what is its color now? Earlier it was kind of colorless, isn't it? If you allow me to say so, it was kind of colorless, and now it has assumed a blue color. This blue color is the apara prakriti of the cube of ice. Para prakriti of the cube of ice is being cold. That is Swarupa Lakshana. And this blueness is as though temporarily borrowed, temporarily taken. So to Paramatma, using this apara prakriti, he has said that in the fourth chapter, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanit bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskrutam dharma samsthapanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge. All that we have covered in the 4th chapter. And he said what? He said what? I will reveal myself. Sambhavami yuge yuge. From time to time, depending on the dictate of the time, depending on the need of the hour, I will take an avatara. And how does it take that avatara? Prakritim swamavashtabhya sambhavami yuge yuge. And that prakriti is what? This apara prakriti. This maya, the maya, which is the apara prakriti of Bhagavan, he will use that, and as though manifest himself. Though he does not have a form, he will as though assume a form. He will as though assume a form. Now what is happening is, Bhagavan is Satchit Ananda Swarupaha. That is the Swarupa Lakshana of Bhagavan. The other Lakshana, Swabhava Lakshana of Bhagavan is what? Whenever yada yada hi dharmasya glanit bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. I will create myself. Srujamyaham. Srujana means creation. I will create myself. Nobody else creates me. I create everybody else, including myself, whenever the need is there. I will as though assume a form, though I am formless. Though I am formless, I will as though assume a form. Now, this jnanam and vijnanam, how can we know? As Bhagavan was mentioning, jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyami aseshataha yat jnatva naihe bhuyonyat jnatavyam avasishyate. Hey, you will have to know that I have the para prakriti and I have the apara prakriti also, with which the entire jagat, which includes you and which includes the formful I also. Hey Arjuna, as I am talking to you in the Kurukshetra, as I am available to you for your darshana, even I will be based on this apara prakriti. Prakritim swamavashtabhya sambhavami yuge yuge. Now, how does this happen? When Bhagavan creates himself, has he changed from his erstwhile pristine glory of not having a form, not having the nature of taking birth, not having the nature of decline or anything like that? Nayayate, namriyate, va kadachit. Na ayam bhutva bhavita va anabhuyaha. Ajaha, Nityaha, Shashvataha. Nityaha, Shashvataha. How does anything that is Nityam, how does it undergo any change? When it undergoes any change, it is Anityam only, is it not? When it undergoes a change, it is Anityam, like milk undergoing a change and becoming curds, it is Anityam. Whereas Bhagavan, he is saying, I am Shashvataha. And the Shashvataha Purushaha, that Sachitananda Swarupaha, how does it descend down into this manly form of Kitapa? And after having come down to that, has he not undergone a change? When he has undergone a change, his infinite quality, has it now declined or not? Infinite quality, I am Anantaha, I am Majaha Anantaha. That Anantaha minus Kitapa, who is available to Arjuna for perception, is now no longer infinite, isn't it? Infinite. And you remove some people like Arjuna and Krishna, you and I, because Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho Yedam Dharyate Jagat. These Jiva Bhutas are sustained because of this, because of the Para Prakriti. When all this happens, that Anantam Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, has that not undergone a change to become limited? That Anantam Brahma, has it not become Parichinnaha? Parichinnaha means got limited. Has it not got limited?
Yes.
Take, for instance, the dream state. This is a beautiful state given to us by Paramatma for us to contemplate on that. In the dream state, we have wielded what? The apara prakriti, our apara prakriti. Our para prakriti is what? To be what we are. And that we will know after waking up. As long as we're dreaming, we will not know we were dreaming. And when we were dreaming, we have wielded the apara prakriti. And with that, what we have done? We have created a lot of beings. And we have created the earth, a lot of water, running streams, and a lot of fire, and a lot of breeze, vayu, and all these things happening in Akasha. And everybody is as though talking and announcing their names. When they announce their names, what is there? What is manifest? Ahankara is manifest. And they keep on arguing. Their minds and intellects are different. Bhinna bhinna manastatvaha, bhinna bhinna buddhihi. And these are different. And who has created all these things? Who? I. Who has para prakriti also? That para prakriti I will know when I wake up. That I am myself. Thank God I did not have all this confusion in the dream. That I will say on waking up. Now, during the dream state, have I not created all these things? Using what? Apara prakriti, my apara prakriti. I, the insignificant jiva. This insignificant jiva has as though created a very significant world for him to revel and enjoy. And after the dream sequence is over, he is back to his para prakriti. Yes or no?
Yes.
How did it happen? How does it happen? The Shastra explains this, giving you the example of the Rajju Sarpa Bhranti. Rajju Sarpa Bhranti. Rajju is what? The rope. And on the rope, Avivekena, you have seen the snake. Avivekena means Ajnanena, Ajnana Vashat. Ajnana Vashat, when you were immersed in Ajnana, two things have happened. One is Avarana. Avarana is there is a covering. The covering of the real nature of the rope was there. Ajnana Vashat, because of Ajnana, the real nature of the rope is covered. When it is covered, and with my so-called intelligence, I have superimposed Vikshepa. I have superimposed what? That which is looking more like the rope, I know. That is snake. I have superimposed the snake on the rope. And because of that, I see on the rope the snake. I see on the rope the snake. This happened. This Shastra explains the rope has undergone a change to become the snake without losing its swaswarupa. It's a swaswarupa, its own original swarupa, which is the rope. Without giving up that, it has as though undergone a change to become the snake, to make you frightened. This is called Vivarta Upadana Karanam. For any creation, from the rope you have created the snake, isn't it? From the rope you have created the snake. For creation, there are two things required. One is a Nimitta Karana, okay? Another is the Upadana Karana. Upadana Karana is the material cause. Nimitta Karana is what? Nimitta Karana is the intelligent cause. You are the intelligent cause. Nimitta Karana, like the potter who at the potting wheel, he wheels and molds the earth into various shapes, into pots, into saucers, into some jars, into some other flower vase, whatever. All these things. The potter is called the Nimitta Karana, and the earth is called the Upadana Karana. Now the Upadana Karana for the snake is what? Upadana Karana for the snake is the rope, right? And the Nimitta Karana for your snake darshana is who? You, Ajnana Vashat, you. You are the Nimitta Karana. Now what happened? Rope has become the snake. Now when it has become the snake, how is it when you have put a torch to see what exactly is the object there, you have discovered that it is indeed the rope and not the snake? How come the rope has undergone a change to become the snake, to frighten you. And with the light of the torch, how did the snake come back to its original shape of rope? How did this happen? Shastra explains this as Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Vivarta Upadana Karanam. That is explained like this. Swaswarupa, one's own Swarupa. Swaswarupa, Aparityagena, without giving up. Swaswarupa, Aparityagena, without giving up. Rupantara, Apattihi, as though it has undergone a change to become another shape, another form. Swaswarupa aparityagena rupantarapattihi. This kind of a thing you can equate it to, supposing in the night or even in the twilight hours, you are walking very briskly, you had a wad of banknotes which just then you have collected, and you are the only one on the path, you are going home. And when you are going home, you have heard somebody chasing you, and you looked back and you were surprised. Nobody was chasing. It was only the dry leaves which have fallen from the trees, where on the path there are a lot of trees are there, and these dry leaves, with the wind, they went on traveling on the same path you were traversing, and that has created in you the impression that somebody is following you, and you are scared. You are scared because of what? Because of the wad of banknotes. Without that, you would not have been scared. Now, these dry leaves, what happened? Swaswarupa parityagena rupantara apattihi. They have become as though the thieves who have been chasing you to knock away your banknotes. Another example you can take. Supposing you are generally given to be a person who is not very brave, suppose, and you are walking in the night. When you are walking in the night, there, earlier, previous day, a lot of farmers have cut away one tree, which was kind of getting dilapidated in any case, and they removed the branches, they left the stump of the tree there like that. And when you are walking very briskly to reach home, because you are afraid, because you are the only traveler on that remote path. And when you are traveling ahead, you have seen the stump of the tree, and that looks more like a person who is as though waiting to pounce on you and knock you down. And it's only the stump of the tree. And how did the stump of the tree become a person who is crouching to hurt you? Swaswarupa aparityagena rupantara apattihi. It is also like the rope which has become the snake. This stump of the tree has become as though the thief waiting to pounce on you. Swaswarupa aparityagena rupantarapattihi. Same thing applies to Bhagavan, the Taittiriya Upanishad. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeyeti satapotapyata satapastatva idagum sarvam asrujata tastruštva tadeva nupravishat. Having created which, he has entered all those that he has created. And all this will be true as long as you are swimming in ajnana. When you are able to have the Atma Darshana, when will that be? Maya Veshya Manoye Mam. That in the first verse, Maya saktamana pardha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yadha jnasisi tachruno. How you being committed in me and taking refuge in me, because I am the only support for you for all your endeavors, knowing that if you make a tremendous effort, because manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatat siddhaye yatatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvataha. I want you to be that Arjuna. I want you to be that one amongst the many thousands of people who really try to know who they are. That is the Udbodha of Bhagavan. He has mentioned the Paraprakriti and Aparaprakriti. Aparaprakriti is Jagat Janitam. Paraprakriti is the Jiva Janitam. The Jiva, see, Paraprakriti is for the Jiva. Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. Apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. He has mentioned, he has indirectly said, hey Arjuna, you are I. You indeed are I. Because jiva bhutam mahabaho para prakriti dharyate jagat. What does it mean? These are to be understood, and when they are understood properly and efforts are made to be what is understood, then you will gain the identity between Tvam and Tat, right? Yeah, happy that we have started the Tatpada Lakshadha, and this chapter does not have any interruption by Arjuna. Entirely it is Bhagavan. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Entirely. It has some, some 26, 25 verses. All those are through Bhagavan. Not that Arjuna has been disturbing Bhagavan's pravachana, but that's how it is. Yeah, we'll continue tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om Nana, Dhanyavad.
Hari Om Nana. Thanks to Sumaji who has shared the PDF today. She'll be sharing it for the next few days. So please bear with her. Yeah, Suma from Australia. Thank you very much, Sumaji.
Thank you. I hope I did a good job.
Namaste. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Nana.
Are we doing the verse to?
Yeah, let me start recording again for the Manana, then you can start. Just give me a second. Huh? Just give me 1 minute. I'm not sure why the YouTube is not showing up. 1 minute.
It's showing live on YouTube, Brahmaraji.
Which chapter I have to share now? Chapter 2.
Okay, because I'm doing it from my mobile. Maybe it's not showing for me.
But
Fine, let me start.
it's live already.
Live already? Okay.
Yeah.
We will do manana of the seventh chapter, whatever shlokas are done, and then we'll go to the second chapter. Sumaji, you can go ahead and chant, and then we'll start.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahehi Tejasvinavati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahehi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Guru.
Jai Gurudev. One request that Vijay ji and Percy ji and all others also, you please share from your side. It really helps us to understand the things better. So most of the time we 3-4 ladies are only sharing it. We will be very happy if you also participate. Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, I think today also we missed sharing the one shloka, no? I think from tomorrow, we'll soon after the chanting is over, maybe it's good to do the one shloka. Otherwise, we'll ask Nana when we can do it. Even today, we missed your Madhuri ji.
Yeah, it's okay. But today, this starting of 7th chapter was so beautiful.
Very
And
profound.
we were so engrossed. Yeah, we were so
Ah.
engrossed into it. I don't feel like deviating immediately.
That is true. That is true. The only chapter where Arjuna does not interrupt Bhagavan, that is one. And he starts off with, Sumaji, can you share the shlokas? So having known which nothing else needs to be known. And he beautifully talks of his para prakriti and apara prakriti.
I feel this understanding of para and apara prakriti is very, very useful in developing that proper discrimination.
And jnana becoming vijnana. So we just know this as a concept, but getting it, experiencing it, having known which, then there is nothing else that needs to be known. That the avarana is completely removed from the mind, and then you know yourself, you know the para prakriti of Bhagavan, and that is nothing but you. And that example of the ice and the cloth was very, very beautiful. In that, it is only like it is called what is it called?
Superimposition.
Yeah, superimposition. That's got a Sanskrit term that China was using. What is that? I'm not getting that. There's a thought block there. But it is like the hibiscus and that Spatika Linga. All that we superimpose upon the Atma is like the
Yeah, the flower is kept behind the Sphatikalinga, and from the
Correct.
front you see that the
The
Sphatikalinga
linga
is
is
red
like
color.
red color.
And so firm you are that it is red color only,
Correct.
and you
Correct.
hold on to it.
Yeah. So the superimposition is what is the delusion. And understanding it as superimposition is fine, but getting deluded and getting involved in it and thinking that is the truth, that is the whole samsara.
Hari Om, I believe Asakti makes it encrypted, that apara. We believe that it is the reality. And we forget that it is not the reality. The reality is Satchitanand, the Parashakti.
Here distinctly
It is
understanding the qualities of para and apara and its nature will help us to transcend from apara to para.
that thing, the superimposition in Sanskrit is called adhyasa. So we superimpose. So all that we superimpose upon the Atma is that, what are those? That beautiful shloka is Bhumi Rapo Analo Vayuhu Kham Mano Buddhi Revacha Ahankara Mitiyame Bhinna Prakriti Rastada Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada. So the 8 various ways in which we superimpose the apara prakriti on the para prakriti. They are all the 5 elements: the manas, buddhi, and the ahankara. This shloka is such a beautiful shloka that brings in a huge, beautiful discrimination between para and apara. No.
Even Gurudev also uses this chant in one of the hollow and empty meditations. It's extremely, it's actually whole day you can be in this shloka.
And even, I'm not sure how many of you are watching or have attended Spandakarika. In that, Gurudev says Spanda is the vibration, the common vibration, which is all pervading. That is the Atma, Paramatma. And the special vibration is the Jiva. Everything else that is, you can see as separate, as something unique. So merging the special with the common vibration, that is knowledge. That is what is the goal. And how it is such a beautiful thing, how through the senses, through the mind, intellect, the ego, the spanda experiences the different senses. See, because without that, without consciousness, you cannot experience anything. It is because that is there, that is, we are able to see, we're able to hear, we're able to touch, taste, everything else functions because of that one principle. So similarly, the para prakriti runs in and through the apara prakriti as well. Knowing this is the ultimate knowledge, where knowing which nothing else needs to be known. But we know this only as jnana. We need to convert that into vijnana. And for that, can you just share the first verse, Sumaji? I think Are you sharing from the meanings, or is it from the Gita verses?
I think this is chapter 7, Gita verses you sent.
No. This is with the meaning. This from one verse to the other, you will have to scroll quite a bit. But there is a separate one that I sent today morning, which is only Gita verses. That is only the shloka and the tatparya, and then the next shloka comes. So that will be easier for you.
Share.
So the first 1 hour you use that PDF, that just the Gita verses.
Okay, so I'll have to go back to it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Now, for now, you can share this. Maya sakta manaf partha yogam yunjan madashrayah machitta mat. The second line I would need some help. Yeah, asamshayam maya sakta manaf partha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yatha jnasyasi tat shrunu. Can you just read the actual English meaning?
Sri Bhagavan said, O Partha, please listen to the way in which you will know me totally, without any doubt, by taking to yoga, with a mind committed to me and having surrendered to me. You want to read this Tatparya, is it?
This is fine. And then I think the next verse is that Manushyanam Sahasreshu, right?
Yeah.
That is an often quoted shloka. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshyamya sheshatah yajnatva neha bhuyonyat jnatavyam avashishyati. So without leaving anything, I will teach you without any omission this knowledge, knowing which there is nothing else remaining here to be known. So that is why that Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatapi Siddhaye Yatatamapi Siddhanam Kaschinmam Veti Tatvatah. So
among thousands of people, a rare person makes that effort for moksha. Even among those seekers making effort, only a rare person comes to know me in reality. So that is where the first shloka comes now, that commitment.
Correct.
To know me through yoga.
So this is where I remember Madhuriji was once sharing that I think she was talking about being lukewarm. You know, we're doing it, yes, but how firm and committed and single-pointed. And this is where the Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, that Dhriti, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadama, all the 6 wells. So all of them fall in place.
That intense commitment and intense desire to know the truth. One-pointed attention, which means you have, I think so, you will have to leave everything else and do only that. That's what I.
That is not what Bhagwan says. No. See, that is the balance we need to learn. That is why Krishna, Arjuna, several times he keeps saying, you've been talking of sannyasa, you've been exalting knowledge so much. So why don't I just take to that? I mean, I'll just pursue knowledge. But that is not it. Yesterday's summary was so beautiful in that it said, it is only in the field of activity is you're able to express and refine yourself, get rid of raga and dvesha. So till we reach that state, sannyasa is actually more a happening than a choice. You don't take to sannyasa. Once you're ready, like it's like that, what is that? That fruit that falls off once it's ready. I guess that is what happens. That dispassion happens automatically. But therefore, although this shloka is there, it does not mean we should leave everything and pursue only this. This should be at the back of our mind even when we're doing our karma yoga, our whatever daily chores and everything, that we are offering it to the divine. That whatever comes, we'll take it as Lord's prasada. So keeping that, that is why that Mai Sar, keeping our mind rooted, yoked to him. Yunjan Nevam Madatmanam. So that is, I think, the important thing here. It is not that you should read Bhagavad Gita throughout 24 hours or all the time you're waking. No, that is not the I think the import of this meaning of the shloka. It is not because at the
Do
same time,
everything in yajna bhav.
yeah, happily. I mean, whatever you're doing, you do it out of joy. And like Gurudev says, there is nothing to be done. When you look at the other side, he says there's actually nothing to be done. What you have to is just let go. What we have to do is slowly let go of all that attachment that we have to the adhyasa and the adhyasa that we have developed to the body, mind, intellect, ahankara. To that, with that viveka, if we can live in the world, doing whatever we are supposed to do happily with that karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, then yes. And then
Yes.
And I think, Brahmaraji, maybe we always, when we talk about sannyasa, we think about sannyasa being something, a separate thing that we have to do. But somewhere I think Bhagavan mentions sannyasa doesn't mean that you have to wear a kashaya vastram and do something else. In our day-to-day life also, we can actually be in that bhava of sannyasa, where we are not attached to things or people or situations. That is also a form of sannyasa, right? You are living in this world, doing everything that needs to be done, but you are still a sannyasi.
Dropping the doership.
Dropping
Yes,
dropping
very
the raga
important.
dvesha. So that one can be a sannyasi without really getting into sannyasa, if you call
Yeah,
that as sannyasa.
just wearing the saffron color and means going away from the fire means
Doesn't mean
त्याग करने का. Yeah, that doesn't mean that you are a sannyasi. It is the state of your own antakarana where you feel that automatically that sannyas bhav is there in the background.
yeah. And I
I
think
think that
when
is more important.
yeah, and when Bhagavan is saying here to be in that state all the time, it essentially means consciously living throughout. Conscious living itself will make us a lot more like a sannyasi. Look, many times it is our compulsive behavior that's taking us away from our center, right? We are
Yes.
getting pulled away because of compulsion. But if you are consciously living, then you can be a sannyasi 24/7 also.
Yes. Due to our vrittis, we fall back there where this karmanya vadhikarastha is becoming more and more important, because there he is saying that inaction is not the answer. You had to be active, you had to be in the karma, but at the same time, not to means not the focusing on the final results. That means be there in the moment to moment, whatever you are doing, 100%. Offering it as a from your side, it is a oblation in the this yagya with yagya bhav. So even if you are doing everything for your children, think that you are doing it for baby Krishna, Devi, small Devi, like that, and offer it everything. Then you will not get entangled into the karma phala and sin, papa and punya and everything. And when you continue like this, then automatically the stage comes where you are doing all the karma and you are out of it also. That balance comes, and that itself is a sannyasa only, no, from within.
Yeah, I think that sannyasa bhava comes when moksha is your only objective. Meaning, yes, if it is one of the objectives, yes, then we can continue and make that as a priority maybe later on in life. But if whatever you're doing with this constant realization or something within you which says, yes, this is what is my ultimate aim, this is my final goal, end game is this. If with that bhav you conduct your life, you do everything that needs to be done. But this is my final destination, if it is very clear, then you are a sannyasi.
Yes.
This is my humble opinion. I don't know whether it resonates with everyone, but I think that's what Bhagavan is trying.
But that is actually karma yoga, no? What you're doing is karma yoga. If you're continuing to do what you have to do and dropping the feverishness, dropping the craving for the result, and accepting however it comes, that is karma yoga. As sannyasa,
but then
we understand.
No, again, Brahmaraji, karma yoga depends. Okay, at some stage in life, karma yoga is predominant and maybe jnana yoga is little secondary, right? That's because of that phase in life. But at some point, that shift happens. Yes, karma yoga is still there for things that need to be done, but jnana yoga has taken predominance.
Karma yoga does not exclude jnana yoga. See, a karma yogi not only does whatever needs to be done, he is also simultaneously pursuing knowledge.
That's what I'm saying. That
is what we've understood. So, but a sannyasi, as we understand, does not, he excludes everything else. The only thing he pursues is knowledge.
No, that is the different sannyasi. You're talking about a sannyasi who has given up everything and then gone into only jnana. This
Isn't that what we're talking about?
No, I don't think so. I don't know, because Bhagavan never advocates a complete sannyasi, because he's talking to householders, right? So I think
but he's in the very beginning has said there are two forms of what is that? Two nishtas. One is karma yoga and the other is jnana yoga. Jnana yoga is pursued by sannyas. Only jnana yoga is pursued by sannyasis. Karma yoga is for all the others. In that,
the chapter, I don't remember chapter
number. Fourth or fifth chapter. Yeah. Aruruksho munir yogam. See, the person who is still on the path does karma yoga, whereas those that are established in the have graduated and are eligible, then they become arurudha. They are already in that. So that is a sannyasi. See, there is an element of sannyasa even in karma yoga, in that you give up that the feverishness for the result and taking whatever comes as prasada, that is there. But I think there is a distinction between a karma yogi and a sannyasi or a jnana yogi.
No, in one of the chapters where Bhagavan says about karma sannyasa yoga, there he kind of indicates that even as a karma yogi, meaning householder, you're doing whatever you have to do, you can still have your goal of pursuing the final moksha.
Of course, in that case, is there.
So there, correct. The slight difference is that it doesn't mean you have to only pursue jnana. What takes precedence or what becomes more predominant in your life, that will slowly start to change. It will automatically happen.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at some phases of life you will start seeing that, yes, I am doing my karma to the extent that is necessary. Like the other day also I happened to mention that Today, if you want to you're hungry, you want to have food, maybe you spend more time making the food because it has to be tasty, it has to be palatable, all that. So there the focus is on getting that karma done. Yes, you might do it as an offering and all that is there. Good. But slowly what will happen is, theek hai, dal chawal bhi chalega, I can devote that extra time to do something more useful for me in pursuing my goal of moksha. That shift happens. And that shift is what makes you go more and more towards that sannyasa. Still not running away from anything. This is what I feel. I feel that shift in your how much of karma are you doing? That will reduce. Your time on karma will start to reduce. Actual action I'm talking about. In the world, whatever action, because for every karma is required, right? So as your karma reduces, your karma can reduce. As your karma reduces, you have more time to do other pursuits in life, which is, if your priority is moksha, yes, in that direction. And with jnana only, you can become more and more going towards that goal. Assuming with karma, your antakarana shuddhi has already happened. So you're getting more and more into that knowledge to make it your, not just gaining knowledge, but actually applying that knowledge. This is how I see it. I don't know whether it...
Yes, I agree with you.
Challenges come to even sannyasi, whether you are pursuing the path of karma yoga or jnana yoga or karma jnana yoga. Challenges come, isn't it?
Challenges come, but how you see the challenges, how you counter the challenges is what is different, right? Challenges come.
कीड़े ना घर बनवता था.
Okay.
And how you handle those challenges, and to the degree you are refined and to the degree you are aware, you will handle your challenges better.
Madhuri ji.
Yes.
No, you were saying, means I think you were unmuted, you were saying something. Okay, we can move ahead now.
Here I think this Karmanya Vadhikaraste makes more deeper sense now as we are progressing on this path. That previously it was just like a dialogue between Bhagwan and Arjuna. And now slowly it is percolating more and more into our own understanding and in our own life. How it has changed me in understanding is that when Chayana explained, how we are a minuscule part of the big picture, and we are putting our 100% into something, and sometimes totally irrelevant to our inputs, some output comes. Sometimes it is much more than that. Sometimes exactly what we have put in and exactly it is relevant to that. Sometimes it is less. So as we grow on this path, we understand that many times there is no connection between the result and our inputs. So we understand it more and more that we are just little bit, we are playing some role and we are part of the big picture. With this understanding, I think what changes I have seen in me, that I have started enjoying the whatever planning and execution is happening, I am 100% enjoying it. And then whatever the result is there, it's there. And that has made me to live in the moment more and more. Previously, it was just like a live in the present moment because Gurudev is saying 5 golden keys and trying to somehow connect to it and implement it. But now it is the happening. That is that big shift is taking place within me as this knowledge is percolating more and more. This is something I really wanted to share with this Karmanya Vadhikarasya, but today only I have shared it. जय गुरुदेव. उससे क्या होता है, वो feverishness अपने आप it is getting dropped and more happy and more in the present moment we have started living, I think. जय गुरुदेव.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing, Madhuriji. Shall I close this chapter 7 and we'll do chapter 2?
Yes.
I don't exactly remember where we were in chapter 2. So if you can guide on that. Is this the one that I'm supposed to share on chapter 2?
Sumaji, it was, I think, Shloka 55, 54 or 55. It was Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan. That is the one. I don't remember the page number, but the shloka is this.
So, verse, what did you say?
Prajahati yada kaman.
Which, do you know which?
54 or 55, I can't remember the number. But after that is the response that Bhagavan gives into to the question, Sita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha, that Arjuna asks.
I think I'm sharing the wrong PDF then. Existence is consciousness.
Is that chapter 2 that you have?
Yeah. Chapter 2.
Just scroll down to check the shloka number. If you come to 54, if I remember, 54 is Sita Prajnasya Ka Bhasha. So the shloka after that.
It says verse 17. So this can't be. Maybe I'm sharing the wrong PDF. Okay, let me stop sharing this.
Maybe, I don't know, JJ, do you have the chapter 2 PDF with you? Because I think...
yeah, okay, I'll share.
If you can share this, maybe Suman needs to check it out once again.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, because what I opened was chapter 2, but someone doesn't come to chapter verse 51.
Okay, which shloka? 54, huh?
4.
Okay. Arjuna Vacha. This one? Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshavaha sthitadi kim prabhasheta kimasita prajeta kim.
This
This is what?
shloka is over. This is over. We've come to the next one. I think 55.
Okay. Can see? Is it visible?
Yes, yes, it is.
Okay. Who's chanting? Belaji or anyone wants to chant?
Yeah, one of you can please go ahead. I would not be able to contribute much now. So you can go ahead. Okay?
Yeah, I can chant.
Yeah,
Shri
please.
Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atmanevatmana Tushtaha Sthita Prajnastadochate. Shri Bhagavan, the Lord Uvacha said, Partha, Yada, when, Sarvan, all, Manogatan, as they appear in the mind, Kaman, desires, Prajahati, gives up, Atmani, in oneself, Eva, alone, Atmana, with oneself, Tushtaha, one who is happy, Tada, then, Sthita Prajna, a person of ascertained knowledge. Uchyate is said to be. Shri Bhagavan said, when a person gives up all the desires as they appear in the mind, O Partha, happy in oneself, with oneself alone, that person is said to be one of ascertained knowledge.
Do we read the rest of it?
Shall I read the rest, the description?
Yeah. You can
The
read.
characteristics stated here and in the subsequent verses of the chapter are with reference to a person who has already attained this knowledge. Both the definition, lakshana of a wise person, sthita prajna, and the means for becoming wise, the sadhana, are discussed. Although Arjuna, sorry, should I continue?
Yes, please.
Although Arjuna only wanted to know who is Sthita Prajna, the sadhana is also taught because throughout the Shastra, the characteristics of a wise person are said to also be the means for preparing one's mind for the knowledge of the Atma. In his commentary, Shankara referred to a Sthita Prajna as one who is accomplished, one who has made it, a kritartha. The characteristics of one who has made it by gaining this knowledge become the sadhana, the means for gaining the knowledge. Thus, the wise person's spontaneous expressions in life, the attitudes and disposition with which he or she interacts with others, are the characteristics that establish the norms to be followed by the seekers of this wisdom. Any sharing for the Sthita Prajna quality? The
I'm only
definition is
reminded
also.
of that chapter 6.5, Uttare Tatmanatmanam na Atmanam Avasayati. The same thing, you have to lift yourself up all the time to stay in this Sthita Prajna. Lift your mind by yourself to stay in this state, and over a period of time, it becomes effortless, I suppose.
Yes, very true. Should I read ahead? The definition is also the means. These characteristics are to be cultivated because they are the means by which the seeker becomes a wise person. Without these sadhanas, a person does not become wise. Thus, in the beginning, there is a sadhana, and then later the sadhana becomes an expression. Sympathy, love, freedom, giving, and so on are all sadhanas in the beginning. They are means for self-purification and maturity, eventually becoming the natural expressions of the same person. It is not that the person tries to be sympathetic, loving, and giving. He or she is naturally sympathetic, loving, and giving. However, for the person who has not yet made it, he or she tries, for example, to give. This is necessary because, along with the giving thought, there is also the opposite thought in the form of a reluctance to give. In the mind of the person, the question, why should I give? Still arises. If the ego is there telling me not to give, then I am not a giving person. Thus, giving, love, sympathy, consideration, and so on, all of which are the spontaneous expressions of a wise person, become the sadhanas for the person who wants to be wise, the mumukshu. As just now Madhuriji has rightly said, no, that the Gita, Bhagavad Gita goes through you. You automatically, you can't help it to but to become loving, sympathetic, and giving all the time without expecting anything in return.
I think it's time up, right? Should we continue rest tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we will chant the Shanti mantra. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Guru.
Dhanyavad,
Gurudev.
everybody. Hari Om. Jai Guru.